Rico.
Champion of the block. Sometimes that's more important, Sam.
I thought their first fight, in looking at the tape of their first fight, was really a war. Nazario looked good early in that fight. And then around the 4th round, Rosario turned it around with the straight right hands. He landed some good uppercuts. Nazario fought a pretty dirty fight, that fight, I thought.
Well, I thought he did too, Sam. Elbows, shoulders, biting, everything else. I guess for some reason or other, they had been good friends, and I guess he just didn't like him, or maybe he liked the taste of him. I don't know.
Now, we posed this early when we came on the air. What do you think Nazario can do to reverse what happened in 1987?
Well, again, Rosario has been winning his fights, Sam, but in almost every fight it's been a struggle till he lands that big punch and gets a guy out of there. Nazario, at the time, they rushed him into the fight, I thought. 2.5 years have gone by. He's more mature now, a little more experience, and the Chapo is sliding down a little bit. I think this could be a very, very competitive fight.
Juan Nazario is 26 years old. He's ranked number 2 by the WBA. He fought twice in 1989, stopping William Rojas in Miami and then Gino De Leon in Chicago in October. And here comes the champion, Edwin El Chapo Rosario.
I'll say one thing, Rosario won the battle of the robes, Sam. Beautiful robe.
Looks good, doesn't he? Rosario has not fought since July 9th in Atlantic City when he stopped Anthony Jones in the 6th round. He too had 3 fights in 1989. So it has been a long layoff for a man who has had a very distinguished career and a long career. It started back in 1979, and as you pointed out, Gil, a champion at 20, and now at the age of 27, maybe sliding a bit.
Well, again, he gets the result. He wins, but the fights have been a struggle lately against guys that we don't consider the real top guys. They're in there, but all of a sudden he's got that big bomb that he lands, and he turns things around.
Okay, let's see how this one unfolds. Let's go to the ring announcer, Ed Darian, for the introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout is for the World Boxing Association Lightweight Championship, scheduled for 12 rounds, and is sanctioned by the World Boxing Association, the Honorable Santiago Chicas of El Salvador, the supervisor in charge. The judges, Rudolfo Hill of Panama, Carlos Sucre of Venezuela, and Nick Drake from New York City. In the ring at this time, the man in charge of the scheduled 12-round WBA Lightweight Championship, Luis Rivera of New York City. And now, my friends, the principals. First, in the blue corner, wearing the red trunks with the white trim. He weighed in at an even 135 pounds. This young man has 21 wins, 2 losses with 15 knockouts. He is ranked number 2 by the World Boxing Association from Guaynabo, Puerto Rico. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the Big Apple of New York City as well as Madison Square Garden. Here is the challenger, Juan Nazario. And his opponent in the red corner, wearing the blue trunks with the gold trim. He weighed in at 134 1/4 pounds. This fine gentleman has 35 wins, 3 losses with 31 knockouts. The former World Boxing Council lightweight champion from Toa Baja, Puerto Rico. Here he is, the WBA lightweight champion, Edwin El Chapo Rosario.
Gil, another interesting angle is that Nazario's trainer, Manny Shaka, used to train Edwin Rosario.
Yes, and you know, I was speaking to Manny Shaka the other day. He's very, very confident about this fight. And you know what an animated guy he is, Sam. I mean, he thinks this guy's going to win this fight. He seems very, very happy. There he's back in the ring again. Bounced back in. He bounces around pretty good.
Scheduled for 12 for the WBA Lightweight Championship. In their previous fight in August of 1987, Nazario, the challenger, came out very fast, fought very well early, though he did lose a point for low blows early in the fight for excessive holding.
Oh, here we go. Both fighters blessed themselves, Sam, before the fight.
Underway.
And we have Southpaw Nazario against the puncher, Edwin Rosario, champion of the world.
Edwin Rosario looks very good, Gil.
Very good physical condition, Sam. He looks twice as strong physically as Nazario.
Nazario with a height advantage. Nazario, the challenger. And a bit of a reach advantage.
Sam, I believe the last time Rosario was in this garden ring was in his classic battle with Hector Camacho.
1986, when Camacho won the decision in a very close fight.
A very unpopular decision, Sam.
Brief dimming of the lights. Gil, if the lights go out, do the fighters keep punching?
Nope. Go to a neutral corner. Sam, I worked a Golden Glove fight where a guy got knocked cold when the lights were out. Lights came back on, he was laying stiff on the canvas.
Nazario going to that straight left hand and lands it. In their first fight, Nazario at no point landed anything big enough to hurt Rosario.
Well, he's not a big puncher, Sam. He's southpaw. Depends on the fact that he's cute. He can put his punches together pretty good. But, you know, Rosario with that crab-like defense where he keeps his arms, he like parries punches like a fencer. Very difficult to hit with solid punches.
And I thought in that fight where Rosario was very effective was on the inside when he landed a lot of uppercuts.
Well, he's a good infighter, good, strong infighter. But what he does, he lulls you to sleep, then he puts you to sleep. That's what happens with Rosario. Doesn't seem to be doing anything, and all of a sudden, bang.
Sharp jab by Rosario.
Nice combination by Nazario.
Continue to put extra emphasis on the first letter of the last name of each fighter.
Either that or we can start calling them Juan and Edwin.
We'll do that too.
Juan in the red trunks, Edwin in the blue.
Very calm and confident in the corner of Edwin Rosario.
Very good advice, very relaxed.
Nazario less aggressive in this rematch with Rosario.
Sam, sometimes when a fighter gets knocked out, he just doesn't forget the fact that the guy already put him out. You know, there's an axiom in boxing that once a guy gets knocked out and he fights the same guy again, he's going to get knocked out again. And in 90% of the cases, it holds true. There have been some things where it's switched around, but not often.
Good straight right hand by the champion.
I've seen guys go into a fight where they were 5-1 underdog, hit a guy on the chin and knock him out, and everybody's, oh boy, that was lucky. Wait till they make the rematch. They make the rematch, and the same guy knocks him out again. Low blow.
There were a lot of those the first time they met. And it seems when one occurs, then several follow. Right on the belt line. Rosario didn't like that one, but I thought that last one was okay.
Fair punch as far as I was concerned.
Rosario using that straight right hand. And Rosario wants Louis Rivera talking to both fighters. Rosario has said that the best southpaw he's ever fought was Camacho. But he still seems to be bothered a little bit by Nazario's left-handed stance. I think Rosario would be happy if Louis Rivera let him keep fighting on the inside.
Well, but he hasn't been active enough. Nazario is the guy. Watch Nazario. He's throwing punches. He's the active guy in there, Sam.
Nazario answered with a left. Good, sharp jab. Nazario did use a good, sharp jab in their first meeting. And early in that fight, he was very effective with his jab. Tough to understand Manny with the cotton swab in his mouth. Good job, Pete. Pete Padilla, former welterweight fighter, is joining us at ringside for the translation. This is round 3, scheduled for 12 for the WBA Lightweight Championship of the World. Edwin Chapo Rosario in the blue, Juan Nazario in the red.
Now what happens with Rosario, he just pushes that left hand out. He doesn't even try to hit you with it. He seems to be teasing you with the punch and looking to land that one big bomb, which he's been successful in his previous fights in landing. But in the meanwhile, he's not doing too much, and the other kid is scoring points. Juan in the red trunks is scoring points.
How did you score the first 2 rounds?
I gave them both to Nazario. And you, Sam?
I gave Chapo the first round, the champion, Edwin the first round, and Juan the second round.
Well, there wasn't much in either round, Sam. Very, very close round. And you can see again, Rosario just pouring out with that left hand. He doesn't even look to land.
He's just looking for that opening to shoot that straight right hand.
But Sam, whether he was fighting a southpaw or an orthodox fight, that's the way he uses that left hand all the time.
Good work on the inside by Juan Nazario.
You know, Sam, it seems like a simple thing and a logical thing, but I'd like to compliment Commissioner Gordon on putting a Spanish-speaking referee in when there's 2 Spanish-speaking fighters. It seems like such an easy thing to do, but how many times have we seen the fact that they don't do it?
Nazario just missing with that long left.
Vamos a meter un golpe, te dije.
And Rosario just pawing away.
Of Juan Nazario.
And as you heard in the translation from Pete Padilla, they have picked that up in Rosario's corner. In their first meeting, Nazario was cut over both eyes. This is round 4, scheduled for 12. And they've done a good job in the corner of Nazario, closing that cut.
Looks like Rosario is starting to wake up a little bit now, Sam. Starting to become a little more active. That's Edwin in the blue trunks.
Juan Nazario just seems to be much less aggressive in the second meeting with Edwin Rosario. So here he picks up the action.
He's out hustling Rosario inside.
Right now he is. He's worked real hard in this round. Chapo almost knocked his mouthpiece out of his mouth. Do you think Rosario has to be concerned with Nazario's punching power? Can Nazario hurt Edwin Rosario?
I don't think he can hurt him, Sam, but I think he can bust him up.
It looked like the right knee touched the canvas.
Looked that way to me, Sam. I just said he can't hurt him. It looked like Rosario went down. But I think he can bust him up, Sam.
Louis Rivera did not take note of it. Nothing is scored there. They continue to punch as the referee tries to get in between them to separate them. Both fighters continue to punch away. Louis Rivera trying to regain control.
That may have been a break for Rosario because it seemed to me got staggered pretty good by Nazario. Again, Nazario is by far the busier fighter.
Final seconds of the fourth round. Ed Nazario, who lost points for headbutting in their first match. And neither fighter listening to the commands of the referee here. Became a street fight in that fourth round. How do you have it scored for 4, Gil?
I've got Nazario leading 3 rounds to 1.
Me too. Rosario banging away. Now Rosario trying to bang back, but it's the challenger who seems to be getting the better of it.
He just seems to be so much more active, Sam. That's the difference. We know that, and Rosario knows that he can hurt Nazario. But the accumulation of punches is certainly on Nazario's side.
Rosario is holding and continues to hold it. Every time the referee, it's almost like a Laurel and Hardy or Abbott and Costello move here. If you move to one side, he ties up the other hand. Juan Nazario doing a good job here of applying the pressure to Edwin Rosario.
Well, Sam, this is so similar to the last 2 fights that we've seen the Chapo in. He has to land that big punch.
Juan Nazario throwing 3-4 punches at a time. Now he's the one holding on and tying up that left hand of Edwin Rosario. Nazario not giving Edwin Rosario any room. Now on the inside, this is where Rosario in the past has been effective using the uppercut. But he hasn't thrown it as yet.
You can see Rosario looking at laying that big bomb, Sam.
And the heads bang together once again. And a lot of movement with the heads. Again, Louis Rivera cautions both fighters to be careful. And Juan Nazario successful in pushing Edwin Rosario across the ring that time. to the end of round 5. And a good round for Juan Nazario. The Giant, you're with us for this big night of boxing here at Madison Square Garden. This is round 6, scheduled for 12 for the WBA Lightweight Championship of the World. Edwin Rosario in the blue trunks, defending against Juan Nazario in the red.
Now you see all those punches that the Rosario are throwing, they're not landing at all, Sam. Now whether or not the judges are paying close attention, who knows? Low blow. A lot of low blows in this fight, Sam.
Yeah.
Good body punches by Rosario. And you know, Sam, you mentioned before that Nazario can push Rosario back. There's a reason for that. He's allowing himself to be pushed back. I had a pretty strong welterweight by the name of Emil Griffith. Now, every once in a while, that would happen to him in the fight, and I say, Emil, you push the other guy back. And you go, oh, and he could just move him back. Anytime Rosario wants, I think he can assert his superior strength. But he's allowing Nazario to out-hustle him and push him back. Fighters are strange creatures. You almost have to read their mind.
Rosario loves that right hand.
Yeah, but he has to throw with a little more conviction.
He's done very little with the left.
Now inside, it looks like he's looking to tie Nazario up, and Nazario just keeps banging away one hand at a time. As you say, Rosario holds one hand and holds the other hand, but he's forgetting to punch.
Good short left hand by Juan Nazario.
And another one, Sam. 2 good solid left hands by Nazario.
Bill, do you think Edwin Rosario has to turn this into a brawl and get...
Well, Nazario is brawling with him right now, Sam. He just doesn't seem to have the inclination to set himself on fire and get going.
It's Juan Nazario who continues to throw more punches than the champion Edwin Rosario.
There's a good solid combination by Rosario.
And again, Juan Nazario pushing Rosario back and fighting him effectively on the inside.
4 punches to none, Sam. Solid punches, too, by Juan Nazario.
End of round 6. Well, I think they made their point about he's got to work harder. The other question is, will he do it?
They're saying the cornermen of Rosario are they're seeing the same fight that we're seeing, and they're giving Rosario very good advice. Now it's up to him to go out and do it. He is the harder puncher. He's got to work inside. He's allowing this guy to slap him around.
How do you have it scored through 6?
I've got a 5-1 for Nazario, Juan Nazario. Red trunks.
I agree with you. And again, Juan Nazario working well on the inside, banging the body well, and Edwin Rosario unable to turn things around on him. Good left uppercut by Juan Nazario, another good left hook, and another one. And suddenly Edwin Rosario finds himself in some deep trouble.
Getting off first, again, continues to out-hustle Chapo. Every round has been just about the same, Sam. No change by either fighter. They told Rosario he's going to have to hustle, he's going to have to change things a little bit. He hasn't. Here, he's looking to grab. Nazario threw a straight left hand, landed, and instead of Chapo trying to fire back, he's looking to grab. There's 4 more solid. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then before Rosario finally answers him back.
And it's Juan Nazario actually throwing the crisper punches. Edwin Rosario doesn't have all that much on the punches in the inside. But I think what it's going to take, Gil, is a big punch by Edwin Rosario to hurt Juan Nazario and stop the momentum that's gone against him.
We've seen him in so many fights, Sam, where he was fighting this kind of a fight, and all of a sudden he'd land that big bomb and turn everything around.
He just got in a straight right hand.
Yeah, but it's 1-10, Sam.
Good left hand again by Juan Nazario. Edwin Rosario complaining. Oh, yeah, he was cut over the right eye. A cut from a butt. A big cut over the right eye of Edwin Rosario.
Well, Sam, I'm not so sure it was a butt. I didn't see a butt.
I think that's what it was, Gil. And if it were to stop this fight, if they were to stop this fight and rule an accidental butt, Louis Rivera trying to stop the action right here. They would go to the scorecards, and right now it appears Juan Nazario's got a big lead, but a very big cut over the right eye, a huge cut over the right eye of Edwin Rosario.
All right, now we'll see if Louis Rivera says it was a butt. Let's take a look. It's up to him to make that decision.
Now they work on the cut. The doctor is looking at it.
And the corner of Rosario was complaining that it was a headbutt, and Louis, I think, is saying no.
No. So, let's see, Gil.
Let's take a good look, Sam.
As they work to close that cut. There it is, Gil. There it was.
Absolutely.
No question about it.
Well, we don't have instant replay in boxing, Sam, so we can't call Louis Rivera over to look at our replay. Right now, Chapo's championship is certainly in jeopardy. No question about that. He's going to have to pull out all the stops now.
The title on the line, and unofficially, we have Juan Nazario opening up a big lead, but that cut, very dangerous spot over the right eye of Edwin Rosario. Juan Nazario lost points for headbutts in their first match. And there you saw it coming forward with that head right over the right eye of Edwin Rosario in round 7. This is round 8, scheduled for 12. Good left hand by Juan Nazario.
Hand by Nazario. Sam, they did a real good job on that cut of Rosario's in between rounds. Normally, cut stuff takes a little time to hold. And sometimes when a guy comes out, it bleeds. It takes about a round to straighten it up. But they straightened it out right away. Did a very good job. I'd like to know what they used.
And Edwin Rosario not doing anything to protect it, not holding back. He's applying pressure here as they bang away toe-to-toe.
He's going to have to apply pressure, Sam. He's going to have to land the big one. And again, you see Nazario just looking to hustle. Yeah, now he's backing Rosario up. Pushing him right back. That is a very angry cut.
Oh, boy, and there's some blood starting to seep out once again. We're midway through the 8th round.
This is what Rosario does inside. He just keeps banging away, and Rosario seems to be puzzled. He just doesn't know what to do.
Nazario beating Edwin Rosario to the punch.
And look what he's doing to him inside. He's manhandling him inside, Sam.
And using that left hand on that cut. He's banged that cut a couple of times. Nazario continues to lean in with that head, almost lead with his head. His head almost precedes his punches.
With Gene Fulmer, we used to call out the 1, 2, 3, left head, right. But
it's on the inside where Juan Nazario is really winning this fight, Gil.
Oh, he's out hustling Rosario all the way, all the way.
Edwin Rosario doing all he can to slow down Juan Nazario, but he hasn't been successful as we come to the end of the 8th round.
Give me the water. It's too deep.
They're stopping it. The fight has been stopped. Juan Nazario is the champion. The doctor stopped the fight. He said the cut was too deep.
I agree with the doctor, Sam. It was a very, very angry cut, and it just didn't look like Rosario was in the fight.
Juan Nazario, the #2 contender in the WBA, has taken the title away from Edwin Rosario.
Well, Manny Shaka was right. He told me his kid was going to win, and sure enough, he did.
The unfortunate part about this, Gil, is that the headbutt will detract from the job that Juan Nazario was doing. I agree with you. I think he had built up a big lead through the first 8 rounds.
That's right, Sam. No question about it. And the thing is, you know, once you cut another guy, it gives you a little added adrenaline. Now let's take a look at that again.
Now here, good left hand by Juan Nazario.
See, those punches don't land, but
There's the butt.
and there's the butt.
That was in the 7th round. And it is stopped after 8. Juan Nazario is the new WBA lightweight champion. Exulting. Quite a moment as he wins the bragging rights of Puerto Rico by dethroning Edwin Chapo Rosario. You can see the ugly deep cut over the right eye. We unofficially had Juan Nazario ahead 7 rounds to 1. But again, it's that headbutt in the 7th round that opened up the big cut over the right eye, and the fight is stopped after the 8th round. And the belt belongs to Juan Nazario, the WBA lightweight champion of the world. And as they carry the new champion around, we will get the official announcement from ring announcer Ed Darian.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the advice of physician Dr. Billy Lathan, referee Luis Rivera stops this bout at the end of the 8th round. And the winner by a TKO and a brand new World Boxing Association lightweight champion, Juan Nazario. And how about one more time for Edwin El Chapo Rosario? Let's hear it for him.
Juan Nazario is the new WBA lightweight champion, and I'd have to believe that somewhere down the road there will be a Nazario Rosario 3. But a hustling effort from the new champion as he worked well on the inside, used his hand speed effectively. At no point did he hurt Edwin Rosario with any big punches, but he certainly was throwing many, many more punches than the former champion. A good effort for Juan Nazario as he wins the title. But as I mentioned, that headbutt in the 7th round, opening up the deep gash over the right eye of Edwin Rosario, certainly takes away some of the luster of the victory. Now, the new champion is with Gil Clancy in the ring. Let's go to Gil.
Manny Shaka, campeón. Hey, campeón, congratulations. Manny, you told me your guy was going to win the fight.
I thought you were going to win.
We thought he out-hustled him inside all the way.
I told you we go at the hang on the body and then go to the head. We see in the round. We put him down with the left hook. He went down. He pushed me in the camera and the referee don't count, you know. But we put him down in the third round with the left hook, you know. And, you know,
Manny, we thought that his knee touched the canvas, so it wasn't that big a punch, but he did put him down. But the disappointing news, Manny, we had your guy way ahead. Manny, it was a headbutt that opened the cut, though. We had it on the replay.
Yeah, we win in the fight. We win in the fight anyway.
Yes, we agree with you. You were winning the fight. You were out hustling a guy. Okay, campeón. Okay. All right.
Now, there is the former champion, Edwin Rosario. He's with Gil Clancy. Gil, take it away.
Well, Edwin, tough fight. We found on our replay, it was a headbutt that opened the cut, but we had him way behind in the fight. He seemed very sluggish, and he was being out-hustled by Nazario. He wasn't throwing enough punches. Why?
Dice que fue una pelea dura para ti, que en la televisión se vio que fue un cabezazo que te dio el tajo, pero que tú estabas lento y que en la carta de él tú estabas detrás. ¿Por qué tú no pusiste más presión a él?
Me encontraba un poco fuera de distancia. Estaba fuera de distancia, no sé el por qué, porque estaba en unas tremendas condiciones.
He said his distance, he didn't have the distance. He was out of distance with him, but he was in great shape, and it's just the way it went for him.
But why? It just seemed that he wouldn't move his hands inside. He was letting the guy out-punch him inside. His corner told him he had to hustle more. He didn't do it.
Que por qué tú no tirabas golpe cuando estaba adentro con él, que la esquina te estaba diciendo que más golpe adentro y no estaba tirando golpe con él.
Bueno, lo que pasa era que se me estaba haciendo un poco incómodo, que no sé por qué razón, yo no le puedo decir qué razón, pero se me estaba haciendo un poco incómodo y estaba fuera de distancia.
There's no reason why except that the distance between them, he didn't have it down yet, and he doesn't really know why that he couldn't punch inside.
Well, anyhow, he's given us a lot of great fights. He was a great champion. It was a headbutt that opened the cut, and we'd like to see him again.
Dice que tú has sido tremendo boxeador, tremendo campeón, que fue un cabezazo que te abrió el tajo y que te quieren ver pronto.
Dile que yo estaré entrenando de nuevo y para ser campeón mundial de nuevo.
I'm going back to the gym as soon as I can, and I'm going to be a world champion once again.